What are 7 signs you might be becoming a toxic leader? By the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And by the way, what I'm going to share with you here is based on my personal experience, training hundreds of leaders from Fortune Global 500 companies. The first sign that you got to be aware of is micromanagement. Checking in and supporting is great, but honestly, you know that too. Everything has its limits. And almost everyone, I would say 99% of people, hate micromanagement. Micromanagement, what does it mean? Really, you keep standing over your team's shoulders, you're looking what they're doing, you keep checking in every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour, case by case, okay? But it's too much. It is way, way, way too much. So what you want to do, of course, you want to clearly identify what is each person on your team's work area, what do they have to do, and then give them enough freedom to do it. Check in, but at a reasonable rate. The second sign of a toxic leader is bad communication, Meaning you don't listen, meaning you're not clear about your messages, meaning you're not good at giving feedback, receiving feedback, okay? And you're not checking in much either, okay? It's the opposite of the first one. Some leaders don't check in at all, and that is the other trouble. Okay, too much is not good, but too little is also not good. Okay, you got to find the right balance that works for you. But in general, you got to work on becoming a greater communicator if this is a challenge for you. The third sign of a toxic leader is favoritism. Now, don't get me wrong. You're human, I'm human, we're all human. And to a certain degree, there's nothing you can do about it. There will always be, you will favor and like certain people on your team simply more. Right? It just happens. It's human nature. But when it comes to favoritism, it's really all about you give extreme favor to someone that is just not fair. Right? And what you want to do, of course, you want to create clear standards for everyone. So everybody's performance is measured pretty much equally. And what you want to do, you want to become a fair leader. Number 4 is blaming others for everything. Not taking any responsibility at all, always blaming stuff on somebody else. If something bad happens, you always blame it on somebody else. Don't get me wrong, one more time, you're the leader, okay? You're in charge of your team. Yes, should they take a little bit of blame for making their mistakes sometimes? Yes, but ultimately, you're the leader, You stick their neck out for them. That's why you're the leader. That's why you get paid more as well. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to blame others to an extreme extent, okay? You ultimately are in charge. You ultimately should take responsibility for your team. Also, you should show them it's okay sometimes to make a mistake, and I'm gonna have your back. Number 5 is having ridiculous expectations, absolutely ridiculous expectations. For example, everybody, you have to work 20-hour weeks. Not good, really not good, all right? Also, things like having very, very crazy, unattainable goals that you set for them. This will not help them achieve it, will not help them work harder. What will it lead to? It will lead to burnout. And we have to avoid that at all costs, right? If you bring burnout to your team, how will they perform? Terrible, horrible, all right? So again, set clear, measurable, okay? More attainable goals that will stretch them but not kill them. Okay, that's the target. Number 6 is being inflexible and stubborn about every single thing. Meaning you're not open to new ideas. Meaning you always say no, 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 no to everything. Meaning that you always not check on industry trends, how things are actually changing. You want to be a more flexible and open leader if this is a challenge for you. Number 7 is needing to hear yes from your team all the time. And everybody you're working with have to say yes, 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 yes. You like only yes men and yes women. And this is not a great thing. If you're never open to any critical feedback, if you're never open to anything that somebody might say against you, that's not great. That is terrible, right? And who wants to follow a leader like that when they can never disagree with you? And even worse, and I've seen it in companies all the time, this type of leader punishes their team members. punishes them for not agreeing with me, sometimes in a direct way, sometimes in an extremely indirect way. Yeah, not great. So what you want to do, of course, right, you just have to remember, you have to remind yourself, you're the leader. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have everybody agree with you all the time. You don't need to be perfect at every single part of what your team is working on. You have to lead the team in the right direction. That is your role. That is your job. So comment down below one time, which of these 7 signs do you have to be most careful with? Tell me your 1, 2, or 3, yeah? Most people, by the way, have 1 or 2. You might not be a toxic leader, okay, but you might have to work on one of these areas. So let me know down below. If you're new here, again, hit the subscribe button, like this video, give it a thumbs up. Most importantly, I really look forward to seeing you for the next video.